Good day and welcome to another fantastic edition of 360 Sport. It's an exciting moment on the show today as we bring some speculating and thrilling events that happened the previous days and looking forward to the future. We're starting on this note all the way from Enugu. On March 2020, we had an incident that really took the football fraternity in a very, very low key. Rangers striker, talking about Ifeanyi George, died on March 22nd, 2020, coming to Lagos. And since then, it has been several news as regards to what's going to be done for this former Rangers player. Also, he has played also for Eyimba. So interestingly, and some are saying this is the first time of such, Enugu Rangers, the Flying Antelope, as they are called, issued just yesterday a 20 million insurance benefit for the late Ifeanyi George, and these have brought a lot of kudos to the whole Nigerian Premier League and the LMC and NFF for such appreciation of what Enugu Rangers has done to the late striker Ifeanyi George. Also, let's not forget that the number 15 jersey being worn by the striker during his time at the club is also going to be rested for a season, and some say perhaps at the end of the season. So we go straight to Enugu, where we had the brother of the deceased and also the team manager of the club, talking about Amobi. They spoke to us as regards to what we should be expecting and what benefits his insurance policy is going to be for the family and those the late striker left behind.
I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to Rangers International. Thank you to the general manager. Thank you to the governor. Thank you to insurance company. Thank you to the representative of NFF. Thank you for his co-players and everybody around. We, the family, George Ifeanyi, because we do appreciate this. I know this has never happened before in Nigerian football. Well, Ifeanyi has sacrificed himself for this, because I definitely know this is going to be a stepping stone for other clubs to take a step. So therefore, I use this opportunity to say thank you. But I wish my brother was alive today. But there's nothing I can do. God knows the best. But thank you.
The jersey number 15 for Ifeanyi George. Ifeanyi lives with us. Ifeanyi will forever be with us. We retire this jersey, not to send the number into extinction. We retire this jersey because Ifeanyi has the strength and resilience of a Ranger. We retire this jersey because Ifeanyi needs to rest. We retire this jersey because Ifeanyi broke a lot of genes, one of which was the victory at the center of Cairo against Pyramids. That long goal that still reverberates in our minds. We retire this jersey to celebrate a soul that is so pure. Note that he lives with us, and that is why we don't use words. He lives with us, everyone. Ifeanyi lives with us. We retire this jersey in honor of the foundation of Rangers. We retire this jersey, and we say that in retiring this jersey, this incident will never befall us again.
It was an emotional period in Enugu Rangers. Speaking is the general manager. Also, let's say, before we go on this break, let's give a breakdown of the 20 million insurance policy. We know definitely that 8 million naira has been kept for the daughter, Abigail, for that period of time until she is old enough to use that for the furthering of our education. 2 million for the present and for the present moment for our upbringing, and not forgetting also detailed in that breakdown is the 10 million naira given for the family to really keep themselves in this sad moment. Away from that, we'll be going to this break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about fencing and how a young Nigerian has done so well in virtual fencing for herself, representing the country and also making Africa proud. Welcome back to 360 Sport. Not forgetting that we're still in the COVID pandemic period where a lot of sporting activities has been shifted, postponed, or done online. Yet fencing is one sport that have not really gotten the recognition in Nigeria, but we know that some certain Nigerians are doing so well to make sure that even regardless of the pandemic, that the sport still goes on. I'm also having a very young girl, Amada, in the house. Amada, you're welcome to 360 Sport. Amanda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're on live at 360 Sport. Yet, you are a fencer, and you represented Nigeria in the virtual fencing that is going on, that is going to end some days coming. What's your experience with the virtual fencing? What's it about?
The virtual fencing is like normal fencing, but online. But I lost. That was very bad. But I didn't really, feel that bad because virtual fencing is just an online thing. It's not physical. It's a saying that the taste of the pudding is in eating. So physical fencing is much better than virtual because we can't be sure whether I might win or she might win. So
But it was a good experience for you because the pandemic has brought about the virtual fencing. What do you learn from that, from the virtual fencing? What do you think you learned that you can apply when the pandemic is over and you have the right to do the physical fencing?
When the pandemic is over, I would obviously want to do the physical fencing. But the virtual fencing, you must have a reason why you want to win. A reason why I want to win and qualifications. That's how you win your virtual fencing.
Okay, let me now take your mind back to the event in Ghana where you and some Nigerians, young Nigerians represented the country. What was that your first international fencing tournament?
Yes, it was my very first fencing tournament. It was fun and I learned a lot.
So describe that. Is it something you end up doing? Because we know that you and your friends represented the country. Has that motivated you to continue in this profession career of yours?
Yes, I'm going to continue. I'm also going to take it as a career with the support of my parents and my coach.
Okay, now let's not take you back to the beginning, how you came across fencing, because we know a lot of people tag fencing as a very expensive sport, not for everybody. But how did you come across fencing?
Okay, I started fencing 2019 in my school, Rainbow College, with the support of my two coaches, Coach Maiwa and Coach Harrison, and my dad, Mr. and Mrs. Wakalo. Yes, fencing is very, very expensive. But my dad, the sports lover, he himself plays badminton. He encouraged me to do fencing. He pushed and he paid a lot of money.
Okay, so that means from the onset, how about your mother? These the two of them. Did they really support you going into fencing, or is just your dad? Was there not any discouragement from them?
At first, there was because of the amount, and they didn't really see me going into it. But when time came on, they saw that I was interested in it, and the both of them discussed about it, and they wanted me to go into fencing.
Okay, fencing in Nigeria for you as a young girl, what can you compare that to other African nations? Because we know that the North Africans are so good in this sport. So what can you say that needs to be done for fencing to grow in this part of our world?
We need a lot of sponsorship from around the world, from companies, businesses, and brands. Because fencing in Nigeria is not really common. So that's why we need people to know about it in different places.
Okay, Amanda, we'll go on this quick break, and when we come back, so don't go away, we're still on 360 Sport. We'll go on this break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the challenges in fencing as a fencer.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
My name is Alero. I am not sick. I just need you to help put your stamp on this medical report. I want to tender it at my office as a sick leave. I'll pay 10,000 naira.
Ma'am, that is impersonation. I'm not a doctor.
Oga, be like say this English no go pay. I go increase the money to 20,000 naira. I beg. You know, if I give you that 20,000, as you wide so, you know, if it still help your condition more. So, you know, say you spread well.
As I spread like virus, I'll be.
You talk.
Come out! If person come your hospital, talk say make you give am fake medical report, make you go take collect sick leave. Talk am say no, na corruption, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
On Digi 360, we don't just ask the questions. What is wrong with amending the Constitution the way the National Assembly members have been doing it? We seek answers.
Constitution is constituent.
Our problem is not lack of laws. Our problem is lack of the willpower to implement our laws.
Answers that provide clarity.
While we negotiate, we should try to make it a point that the girls must be complete.
The clarity you need to make informed judgments so that you can make the right decision and take action. People are saying it is you politicians that are responsible for this, that you are the reason why this is happening.
All these dollars that call themselves governors in this country?
I wish we had people like Tony at the National Assembly.
God forbid that I go to join that standard.
Digi 360, providing clarity to issues.
Yeah, welcome back. That's an interesting moment so far going on the show. We started with the 20 million insurance benefit given to given by Enugu Rangers to the late Ifeanyi George, and also live here we have Amanda speaking to us as regards to fencing. Amanda.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Tell us the challenges you faced as a young fencer in what you've been doing so far, the challenges you face.
First of all, when we started the fencing, we have to leave school, and I missed a lot of things from my education. But I just still have to go on because I'm promoting the country and fencing also. But when I come back, I still learn more. Since fencing helps in the brain also, is a good advantage for me. Secondly, leaving my family. I go to different countries and I leave my family alone when I'm meant to be with them. But with the support of my father, he understands.
Okay, interesting. I'm sure as you go in the sport, you see more challenges. But if there's anything you want to do this your young age to make sure fencing develop, if you're in the capacity to develop the sport, with your little experience in the sport, what do you think should be done?
a lot of sponsorships, and I want to also encourage more youth and young teenagers to join, so that we become more, and people from different places to see how much we are and we really want to do fencing. But what we need the most is a lot of sponsorship from big people.
Okay. I also spoke with one of your colleague from the same school. Your classmate attitude to you as a fencer, because we know there are other sports you can choose from, but you decided to go to the low key sports in Nigeria, yeah, that's fencing. But what has been the reaction, the initial reaction of your colleagues who are in other sports and what they can see now? Has it encouraged them to also be part of the sport?
Yes, it's encouraged some of them, but some of them can't join in the fencing because of the sport, and they think that fencing is not a popular um, sport, so they don't want to join. But I told them that it's really good. That they encourage people to also want to travel out. We travel out to different places, but with time they will come.
Okay. What brought your own initial love? Because I know that you definitely have options of other sports. What brought about your own initial love for fencing? Because obviously from 2019 now you've grown and you are almost becoming the sensation as regards to fencing, and you and your colleagues. What brought about the first love you had? How did you come across fencing?
I came across fencing with my school. We had this talk in school about different sports, and they mentioned fencing. So the fencing, let me try the sport because I love sports. I do different sports, swimming, anything mentioned. I do different sports. But fencing, I never heard of it, and I like trying new sports. So I went into fencing, and I saw that it's a really good sport. No harm unless you wear your kit. With the encouragement of my coaches, I went into fencing.
Okay, so far, so good. I think when it comes, you lost to the Argentine yesterday at the 2020 virtual fencing. What do you think was your mistake in that particular event? Because we know, obviously, that you are a very good fencer. What were your mistakes and what do you think you've learned? What was your mistake? Why did you have to lose to the Argentine?
Well, at first, I wasn't informed early. If I was informed early, I'll have told my friends and my family members to tell the people to vote for me. But since I was informed late and I didn't really know what to do, how to go about it, I just had to just put myself there to see how it's going to be. And
Okay.
the Argentine person has been fencing for a long time, so it's not really my fault. But I'm glad that I went to the virtual fencing.
Okay, interesting. We are also glad you represented the country. Let's not forget, if the next few months there's going to be another virtual fencing because the pandemic has made everything virtual now. How will you prepare for this? What are you going to do next to ensure that you don't get beaten at your first game?
Okay, I'm going to tell a lot of people, more people, even people outside of Nigeria, to vote for me, and I'm going to make sure I get information very very early.
Okay, it's interesting moment. We have Amanda in the house. She definitely has represented the country in several fencing events, and just yesterday, still going on, but she was out of the 2020 AF virtual fencing tournament that took place. Not only we had other Nigerians in the same age bracket that competed in that particular event. And that's to show that fencing is taking the next gradual stage in Africa. Amanda, your last question before we finish. What's your regrets, if there's any, as this is your young career, or what's your regrets and your achievements in this sport called fencing? So you tell us perhaps your regrets and your biggest achievement so far.
My regret is I've gotten the invitation to the US.
You've gotten?
Okay, I don't actually regret anything actually, but I'm happy
Okay.
that I joined fencing because I'm getting the invitation to the US, different countries around the world. Yes, and it also helps me to reduce in weight. That's physical too, and my mental stability.
Okay, interesting. What's the future like before we total call it today with you, Amanda? What's the future like? A career fencer, a part-time fencer, or you're going to drop it as you grow up in your career, in your studies? What's the future like?
I'm going to take it as a big time career.
Okay. Okay, you're going to take it as a big time career.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, she has decided. Thank you very much, Amanda, for being part of the show today.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a great experience.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. And yes, thank you, Amanda. Amanda is one of the 3 Nigerians that represented the country at the 2020 AF virtual fencing that is going on. It's going to end on the 22nd of July. Unfortunately, for the first time she's participating in virtual fencing, she lost out. And definitely that means that's the first time most Nigerians will be participating in the virtual fencing. And she said she can't wait that real life fencing, what she called the physical fencing, she will resume back. On this note, this is where we're going to draw the curtain on this edition of 360 Sport. A big thank you to Amanda, and also a big thank you to Enugu Rangers for making that historical event possible for the late Ifeanyi George and for the family. So on this note, I say bye-bye and enjoy the rest of your day.